Oop, that's the wrong one. Hold up. Wrong screen. Is it this one? Aha! There we go. Hello, everybody tuning into the stream, tuning into the video. It's going to be an odd one today. We're not playing games, actually. We are... My friend Mana, who down here is Bug-type Miku. Oh, wait, hold up. I'm going to hide my camera. Haha. This one, Bug-type Miku down here, has made a presentation about Limbus Company and Project Moon games as a whole. So we're just going to watch the presentation. It's going to be very fun for everybody involved. It's going to be very goofy and not take itself seriously. So hopefully we have a good time. And yeah, let's hop in and see if everything is working. Okay,
Did you see my
back.
text?
No.
I texted you and I tagged you on Discord asking if you wanted to watch the new Spy Family movie in theaters.
Oh, I have to catch up with Spy Family. Also, sorry.
This man doesn't respond to anything.
No. I think Joe messaged me too. Oh, yes, he did.
Yeah, he
Ooh,
did.
Let's go. I'm a piece of shit. Let's go.
Yes, you
Oh, fuck
are.
me.
I'm like,
Let's
that's
go.
not funny to me. And then Joe's like, let me
Oh,
try.
whoops.
I'm like, if he responds to you and not me, I'm being annoyed.
I guess I'm all equality.
Apparently. But I asked him to. We were thinking about going. Well, Joe wanted to try the new ramen place, so I was like, I guess I'll pick him up. We'll go to the ramen place and then movie afterward. Yeah, he hasn't tried it yet.
For those that are not aware of things, this presentation is live on stream on twitch.tv.
Ah.
Is that a warning?
Just as a warning.
Please be 10% kinder than you normally would in this call.
Not kinder. Don't be kind. I'm here. Yeah, just don't do anything that can ban me, okay?
Damn.
I'm fine with everything
Do
else.
everything.
You can be assholes to each other. Just like, don't do a bannable offense.
We're talking about Limbus Company, so I cannot. I can't.
Oh shit, I gotta change my slides. Hold on.
Oh,
Alright, are we good? Are we all situated?
Mm-hmm.
Or do we
Clap like a chat.
I want to see. Is there a way that I can make it so that only the one who's speaking shows up when like everybody's face is at the bottom? Is that a setting on Discord? There is?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Instead of everybody?
I believe
it's just
so, yeah.
People who are speaking? It should be.
Yeah. No, not show chat. Whatever. If I can't figure it out, we're still good to go.
Okay. Welcome to my Project Moon presentation that has been peer-reviewed by other Project Moon autistics such as I.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
I definitely did not contribute anything.
I said peer-reviewed. You contributed, to one slide.
I was supposed to assist, and then I got a message from Anna saying I got drunk and I did the entire thing. And I said, nice.
Let's go.
So it was a fantastic endeavor. I spent 6 hours on this thing.
It was a
It's
team effort.
in a row. And then 3 hours the next day. So, the main setting of the Project Moon universe is just a place called the city. It is
It is a
large. It is a city. It's supposed to be I've heard that it's supposed to be about the size of South Korea. Large. In the city, everyone fucking sucks. There are no morally correct people in the city as hard as they try. Any morally correct person will probably die in the first 10% of their lives.
Mm.
So there are 26 districts, all labeled A through Z, and they're all managed by a single mega corporation that loves money and will absolutely sacrifice anything they can to get money. They all have this thing called the Singularity, which is just literal magic bullshit, and we can get into that later. Maybe. Here's an excerpt from Dante's notes in Limbus Company that literally says, the smart scientist girl told me not even to think about singularities and how they work because they just don't make sense.
All right.
And then he is confused whether his head is a singularity because he has a cock for a head. And in the corner, we have a little map drawn by a 6'2" woman from one of the Project Moon medias named Ezra, and we love her, and she made a brilliant map.
She's daughter.
She is daughter. She's 6'2".
She could kill a grown man.
She could.
She kills lots of grown men.
She does. That is her job. Literally anywhere you go in the city, you have the chance to look psychosis or death right in the eyes. So just live your normal life as you would.
Yeah, and each city has like its own separate laws, more or less, or each district. So like one of the laws in like I believe it was U Corp, one of the laws there is that you cannot record the laws.
Yeah.
So you just
Cool.
kind of have to play it by ear and hope you don't end up on someone's shit list or get executed on the spot for existing.
Oh.
There are like hundreds of rules. They're like, and it's per like section because they are district 20 right there, I believe, right on the lake. So that lake is called the Great Lakes, and it's divided into sections, and each section has their own rule set. You cannot write down anything. You have to memorize it. If you write it down, you will get hunted.
If you pay money though, they might let you keep a list of it somewhere for a certain amount of time.
It's not guaranteed though.
Yeah.
All right. The people of the city are usually just known as fixers. They are the kind of like hired mercenaries, jobbers, kind of. If you're not a fixer, you're usually living like a rich life as like a researcher or like a school teacher, which probably doesn't really sound like a rich life, but you're not a fixer, so if you're a fixer, you are graded from 1 through 9, with 9 being the lowest, and 1 being the highest. There is a rank above rank 1, or grade 1, which is a color, and they force this upon you. You have no choice. If you are better just than any grade 1 fixer in the city, they'll be like, all right, cool. You are now a classified threat. We're slapping a color on you. Good luck. And the rules barely apply to you in the city anymore because you were just that strong.
Yeah, you could probably kill like millions with like just your weapon alone if you were classified to be a weapon.
Yeah.
Right, to be a color.
Yeah. So on the bottom we have a couple of colors, 3 in total. There's Kali, who's the red mist, Argalia, who's a guy, who's the blue reverberation, and Iori, who's the purple tear, who is a Project Moon certified MILF. You will be seeing that term pop up a lot in this presentation.
Oh, hell yeah.
To be a fixer,
Jeez.
you need to apply for a license, and you also have to be part of an office in order to do any fixer work. You can be in an office by yourself, you can recruit other people, but you do have to be under an office.
Yeah.
But if you are a fixer, you can literally do like anything. You can sell life insurance if you want, which is a scam in the city. You can just hunt for intel, or you can kill people. Who
You
knows?
can duel people on other people's behalf.
Yeah.
And a lot of the times you'll end up just killing people a part of your own office because they were also requested in the duel.
Yeah.
It's very fun times.
Oh.
So the fancy fixer offices are called fixer associations. They make the big bucks. If you're part of an association, you're probably pretty well off. There's 11 of them so far that we know. And they're all named after different numbers in different languages. So we have the Hana Association, Zwei Association, Trace, Shi, Sank, Liu, 7, 8, Devyat, Dietchi, and Ophi. I don't know if I said any of those right, except for 7 and 8. And then the
Are you sure
Emperor-
about those?
No, actually, I'm not. I'm not. It could be Saban, as far as I'm concerned. They don't say them in English, so how would I know? Associations are also separated into branches, the North and South branches. It is noticeable that the Southern branches are more shittier than the North branches. The North part of the city is just generally better. We don't know how, because most of the games take place in the Southern branch of the city. Just know that the North is probably a lot better. And then the branches are also separated further into sections, and they're graded like fixers, where section 1 is the strongest out of the branch, and section 5 or 6 or so is at the lowest. We have some logos here for the associations. I bet you can't tell what that bottom right one is.
I heard it was Sivan.
You could be correct. I'll leave that up to interpretation. And then there are associations, but evil, called syndicates. They can trade shit on the black market, or they'll raid fixer offices and associations, or just do whatever the fuck they want, just because they can. The top syndicates are named after a hand. So fingers. You got the thumb, the index, the middle, the ring, and the pinky. And then you also have some subsidiaries of syndicates like Blade Lineage and Kurakumo. The syndicates are not the worst that you have to worry about in the city. You can probably avoid them if you live in the rich part of a district. That is not guaranteed, though.
They will almost if you live near them, they will almost certainly ruin your life. Though.
Yeah. One of the major ones, the index, which is the one in the bottom left here in the white, they run an entire section of a rich part of a district, and if you don't live by their rules, they will kill you.
Shout out to my boy Yan.
Shout outs to the boy Yan, little short boy here.
Yeah, we love him. There was someone on my Twitter that would draw him in a maid outfit every single day and post it to Twitter, and I miss them so much.
They were the highlight of
Every
day.
Mm-hmm.
Bless.
Another big part about the city. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say. Also, as a heads up, I see more artwork of the men in this universe wearing maid outfits than I do any of the female characters.
Correct.
We
it
are
is
okay
a common
with this.
Is there a reason why?
As it should be, even.
Because every male in this is baby girl, and every woman in this is mommy.
Yeah.
That's fine with me. I like that. That's fine.
In Project Moon, it is very notorious that sometimes they don't even know the genders of their own characters. Sometimes the characters don't even know their own gender. So, another big
characters
part of the
themselves don't know.
No. Why would they care? Doesn't matter. They're gonna get killed the same way as everybody else.
Yeah.
That is fair.
Is this in this world? Is this the only city that's like this? Have they expanded? Like, is there other cities that operate like this?
Everything outside of the city is referred to as the outskirts. We have seen very few things from the outskirts, but we know that it is a very fucked up place and that there's apparently just straight up monsters out there. But yeah.
Nuked. Gotcha.
We don't want to say everything got nuked. We know that there is life out there, and there are some people that are out there that are like, damn, we wish we could live in the city, that don't actually know what the city is like.
Mm-hmm.
But basically, the city, the leaders of the city only care about what happens inside the city. They could not care less about anything that happens outside of it, because to them, everything out there is just subhuman.
Yep.
True.
In Leviathan, someone mentions an airplane and an airport, so there has to be somewhere to fly to. But that's it, right?
That's literally the only inkling that we have that is outside of the city or the outskirts.
It probably is just to get around the city, in all honesty. You said that you thought the city was the size of Korea?
Yeah, it should be about the size of Korea.
I heard that the city was literally like massive. Like, to get from like the north side of the city to the south side of the city would take you like literal months to years.
Remember, canonically, for our Cantos too, like they have to drive to location, which does take like accurate to our real time, you know?
I was told that, yeah, it took like literal months to get from, because I know that, what was it, in Distortion Detective, they have to go from like the south to the north, and Moses comments on the fact that it's like, it's going to take months to get there, and I really do not want to go in the first place.
Okay, then yeah.
Yes.
Cool.
So then the time between the chapters and the seasons in Love is Company should actually be accurate to the amount of transportation time that you need in the city to get from one district to another.
Yeah.
Some occurrences that you can find in the city. We got egos and we got distortions. Both of these events are caused by severe emotional trauma and meltdowns. If you find yourself at the mercy of the cryptid whispering in your ear, you have two choices. And usually you're not going to win the choice. If you win against the cryptid and you overcome this emotional turmoil that you're going through, cool. You get some weird fucking magical weapon or armor or whatever have you and become a classified threat.
Yo.
Or if you lose to the voices in your head, you become a literal just distorted monster creature, nightmare fuel, SCP, what have you. And still a classified threat, but evil. Or if you wanted to be evil when you got your ego, you're like, go for it, sure. Like, but that's an option. You can be evil in both branches.
Yeah. We got opportunities here.
So some of the districts that we know about, these will be very basic rundowns. We have ArcCorp or District 18. They're kind of like the military of the city.
Except
They
that
can
there was
be,
a military.
yeah, they're the actual like contracted military. You can hire them. They probably cost a lot of money, but they will get shit done. They are named after animals that start with the letter R. So raven, rabbit, rhino, reindeer. I think those are the only four that we know of.
Yeah.
Rigatoni. Ragu,
Yep.
that famous
Favorite
sauce.
animal. Love it.
They are the only corporation to be able to use firearms efficiently. In this city, guns and firearms are kind of a meme. They're expensive for ammunition. And if you're fighting against a pretty well-known fixer or anybody, honestly, who's above a grade 4 or 3, they can probably kill you before you're even able to get your gun out and probably know how to dodge. Or, on the other hand, they're probably so heavily augmented with body mods that bullets will just bounce off of them.
Yeah, a grade 1 fixer that we know of was locked in a workshop that was essentially like outside of space and time. He was trapped in there for 3 weeks and he survived by chopping off his arm and eating it, if I remember correctly.
Mm-hmm.
And he kind of like as soon as the door opened for him to came out, he came out like ready to kill. So these people do not fuck around. Also, I like that you say trained gun users, as the rabbit corpse kills everything indiscriminately upon entering an area.
Yeah.
You can. They're saying is what is it? Time to graze some grass, and that is
time to graze the grass.
Yeah, and it is. We are going to enter this area. If there is, we will kill literally anything in this area. So if you do not want to be in this area, if you do not want to be killed, do not be in this area.
Correct. So Mio is the leader of the rabbit fourth pack. She's hot. Rudolph is leader of the reindeer fourth pack. The reindeers are able to use the little modified antlers on their head and use their mind as their weapon.
Existence is pain.
Existence is pain. They are the city's top purchasers and consumers of ibuprofen. We'll say that. Maxim's the leader of the rhinos. He's big. The rhinos are big. They'll probably just trample you, honestly.
Yeah.
And then Nikolai, that's a woman, by the way. She's the leader of the fourth pack in general, so above all three of these, and she is also Project Moon certified MILF. Thank you for this TED Talk.
Mm-hmm.
W Corp, unironically one of the coolest districts in this game and in all of this media. They're also called the Warp Corp. So they run warp trains across the city, which is
They're wage
like
slaves.
we said, huge. They are wage slaves. It's the best method of transportation because their singularity allows them to teleport through a parallel dimension to arrive at the destination within less than 10 seconds. It's always 10 seconds. No more, no less. It's also very expensive to get on these warp trains, as I've heard. They have the coolest uniforms, I think, and also the coolest battle effects, because look at that shit.
Yeah.
Sick as fuck. Also Miyu and W Corp Dawn. W Corp Dawn is the best. We love her. She always just looks like that.
She's too
She
full of
vibrates.
energy.
She does vibrate.
Yeah.
L-Port, District 12. You can probably tell where this is going. They are an energy harvesting power plant that marketed itself as eco-friendly, and we can provide power to the entire city. So the people who run the city were just like, wow, that sounds great, actually. Go for it. And they did not know that the way that they harvested this energy was to work with these things called abnormalities and harvest a drug called enkephalin from them, which was literally just putting them through emotional turmoil and extracting that as energy. They were created.
I'm sorry, they're getting energy out of stress?
Yeah.
We've been just wasting it, dude. I don't.
Dang.
Makes sense.
All of us could
Yeah.
walk into L-Corp right now and say, just, we can get money from our stress. However, that does mean turning into abnormalities through their singularity. So, you weigh it,
Yeah, probably not worth it.
So Lobotomy Corporation was initially kind of a plan started by this woman by the name of the alias of C to harvest this thing called light and spread it throughout the city. We'll touch on that later because that's more Lobotomy Corporation stuff. Because I'm going to spoil the story because nobody wants to play fucking Lobotomy Corporation ever. The game sucks.
Oh, fuck you.
No, don't play it.
Oh.
Sucks.
Oh, okay.
But Lobotomy Corporation is, the place where the main game is. Limbus Company has further expanded on Lobotomy Corporation, and we now have found out that there are other branches of Lobotomy Corporations throughout the entire city. It wasn't just in District 12.
We gotta get that energy everywhere.
We gotta get the energy everywhere. They gotta power the city somehow.
Mm-hmm.
The one district to rule them all. So the C person is actually a freak named Carmen.
She's the white woman.
She's the white woman of all time.
Freak as in
freak as in she appeared on a load screen when I was playing Limbus Company and I literally screamed.
Okay, freak as in creepy. Got it.
She's literal white woman jump scare. Like she is the definition of white woman jump scare.
Okay.
So with her best friends, Ayan and Benjamin, their names start with A, B, and C. She decided that it was a good idea for everybody to be able to release their emotions fully to make the city a better place. So she campaigned around the city with her natural persuasion of 10,000 and recruited some people for her cause to participate in this experiment. She ended up having to, the experiment went in sort of way where she ended up getting a kid killed and everyone started to hate her. And so she trapped herself in a room for like 2 weeks. And until her friend Ayan came barging in on the door and breaking it down, he realized she seppuku'd herself in a bathtub. And he was not okay. But he realized that, oh my god, her nervous system is still alive. So he took her nervous system and put it in a bucket. And kept her alive through that. And he was just like, well, I can't stay away from her, so I'm going to build a robot in her image so I can continue her project and build the Lobotomy Corporation and we can all be happy in the city. And then he hated the robot.
But now she's a voice back in Limbus Company, and when you take too long, she'll sit there and she'll go, I'll tell you a joke. Just give me a second, and I'll keep it shrimple. And then she says that was the joke, and I was just like, wow, thank you.
Pretty good joke.
So for Lobotomy Corporation, you get hired as the main manager after Carmen Sabucas herself. And the people that she ended up getting killed gets the brains put into robots, and they are your assistants. Excuse me. Angela is a robot that was built to follow a script that Ayan wrote in order to get everything perfect to the way Carmen planned it. And if she had interfered in any way to make the script go awry, she would have to reset everything and start from square one. And she's also built to perceive time 10,000 times slower, so that way she can interrupt things that would make the script go bad. She did not have a good time. She just wanted to make friends with the people. She wanted to save them. She was not allowed to do that. And so she got upset and threw a temper tantrum and ruined the project and caused something called the White Nights and Dark Days. And those White Nights and Dark Days were, I think, 4 days of light and 3 days of dark. And that was actually what caused the people to be able to distort into monsters. And then Library of Ruina happens. But we're not going to get into that because people want to play this game, so there'll be no spoilers about Ruina at all in this presentation.
But it is
Please
a
just
good
remember
game.
that the difficulty curve is in fact vertical for
The
Library of Ruina.
difficulty spike is vertical. Welcome to
Right.
Limbus Company for real this time!
Yay.
Yeah.
Yay!
Why is the Yi Sang picture? Wait a minute.
It's Blade lineage.
Blade lineage.
Why does everyone get their default picture of this Blade lineage shirtless? Fucking. There's
Me and Chunks discussed this too. We just realized when we were looking at this image before putting it on the slide, we were just like, why does he saying not use his base ego or base ID? We didn't think anybody would notice. Anyway. The Sinners. So in Limbus Company, you have 12 people on the bus that you can do your bidding. You will not get any other characters in the game at all whatsoever. You'll just pull different mirror world versions of these characters to use in a fight.
And they're all stupid.
They're all stupid. This is Project Moon's best way to see which flavor of autism their players have. Whoever you latch onto, that's your autism right there.
Can we go into detail about that?
We are.
We are.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
One by one.
One by one. So the first sinner, his name is Yi Sang. He's our Korean representation. He's the scientist autistic. He used to be a researcher until things happened. He loves saying puns off of his name because in Korean, I think Yisong means like odd or ideal. That's all. You'll hear it in the Korean voice lines, but it'll never be translated to English in the voice line in the text. So there's just a little fun fact that you just kind of have to listen for if you know what you're listening for.
He's probably actually autistic.
He probably is actually like autistic. Like, you know how like that image that goes around that says when people are blessed with autism, they are really good at either math or science. And why did I get the fighting game autistic? This man's the science autistic. This is the man that people are afraid of.
Yay, science autistic!
He actually invented the gacha system that Limbus Company uses. Like everything in Limbus Company is canon, including like EXP tickets and everything to level up the sinners. He made the mirror that pulls identities from the mirror world for you. And he's also the only sinner who is not directly based off a piece of literature, but an author himself. Because he's the Korean representation, and Project Moon can do whatever the fuck they want with their Korean representation because they are a South Korean company.
Nice.
But we love him, and he's cute. And the white stuff up there is just the lyrics to his Millie song.
He hasn't slept in 3
Some
days.
of you have been subjected to recently. Others, maybe in the future. So here are some of his identities. On the top, we have his Spice Brush ego, and on the bottom, we have his W Corp identity. The art in this game is very good. So,
We love Spice Rush.
Number 2, sinner number 2, Faust. I have a certified licensed Faust liker sitting next to me, so I will have him explain the slide for everyone here.
So, Faust over here is our other certified science and math autist. You know, we got 2 of them, you know, pretty great. She is this, like, emotionless, like, all-knowing, kind of, like, part of the administration, but still one of the people that work for us in Lemons Company. She knows all, as her catchphrase is. She's got a big old pair, you know, big plus, right?
True.
Faust always talks in third person. Whenever Faust refers to herself, at least for the first time in every sentence, Faust refers to herself as Faust. Because she's one of the 2 mega autists we have, she's the one who actually made Mephistopheles, which is the bus that we use to get everywhere. Nitrogen
The
transforms, eats people. So she actually is super smart. She doesn't just like talk really smart. She's also just like almost all of our exposition comes from her. Anything happens that Project Moon has to like hand wave and bullshit will happen, and then Faust will just show up and be like, "Ah, yes, that's this thing that I just have totally known about this whole time, and it works like this." And
Faust should be CEO, but the reason why she's working for staff is because she really needs things to not get fucked up.
Yeah. She's the, if you gotta do it right, you gotta do it yourself.
She's generally more of a manager, I swear, than us, who is the manager of Limbus Company. Everything has to go according to plan, and she's there to make sure of that. The novel she's based off of is Faust, obviously, and she's German.
Very hot.
Ignore the quotes; they're just things.
I
big deal.
can't.
You can read those on your own time, and I will give you approximately 5 seconds to read these quotes until I change the slide to her artwork.
Faust is really pretty.
So true.
5 seconds are over. We're looking at artwork. So she has a Savage Association artwork and identity and a Blade Lineage identity. She's very pretty.
So damn cute.
We love Faust with glasses. A key thing to know about the Seven Association is that while they are regular fixers of an association, they are the only association that actually has like their offices are kind of disguised as day jobs. So Faust works at a cafe during the day. Don Quixote, sinner number 3.
We love Don Quixote.
This
We
motherfucker.
love Don Quixote. Where does one even begin on explaining what the fuck is wrong with this girl?
We just found out what our chapter is called, and literally everyone has anxiety for it now.
Yep, because
Oh,
she's going to be
no.
the next sinner to get her chapter, and we're all very excited. She's based off of the Spanish novel Don Quixote. So she's I think she's Mexican?
Yeah.
Spanish.
Okay.
You know, where the language of Spanish comes from.
He's our Mexican representation.
No.
White woman.
White woman. She occasionally speaks Spanish. Can't remember any instances off the top of my head.
She has the insane
she-
autism.
She has, yeah. She's just our special needs daughter. She speaks in like old timey, like chivalric knight, like forsooth, why dost thou giveth me thine autism? You know, in that way. And she
Shakespeare?
like maybe
Not wrong.
sure. She's
Spanish
fixer
Shakespeare.
obsessed. So all of this patches on her coat are like Fixer merchandise, and she canonically subscribes to a magazine called Fixers Monthly, and she's very excited about it. She always has the :3 face permanently, and I really don't have any other comment about her, so I just posted a whole bunch of her identities where she's just smiling like a gremlin because we love her. Because look at her.
Yeah.
Oh, and I also have this.
She will not hesitate to kill.
Can y'all hear this?
Nope.
No.
Damn.
Still no.
Jace, pull it up. Jace,
Well,
pull it up.
I was gonna
Jace,
say
pull it
you.
up.
Okay. Post it. Is it in general?
I did.
Okay,
It is in
perfect.
general.
Hold up.
So everyone has to watch that. So.
Oh wait,
Jace will play it for the stream.
yeah, let me put it up the stream in here for everybody as well. Yeah, ba-da-ba-doo. Okay, so I'll continue to stream real quick. I'll watch this video. Let me know when everybody's in. I can't hear things because of other stream.
6 people in. Chloe said they were making food, so I do
Okay.
not think they will be able to
I think
change.
we're all
Here
good.
we go.
Oh god.
그러니 해봉이 어떤가? 발리볼.
Volleyball.
You can also show off the animation
Oh,
for
hello.
the squirrel if you'd like.
Oh, hello there.
Oh,
Luke Von Karma.
Get
Wow.
Luke Von
That
Karma
one,
out of
we're
here. We're getting Luke.
Oh,
Nah,
this is
we'll do the other one later. We'll just continue the presentation now.
Gotcha. Okay. So here are two of her IDs. The Middle Little Sister, and Saint Association.
She will not hesitate to kill someone.
Oh, absolutely.
True.
She will also not hesitate to get someone killed, even if it was directly not her command. That happens a lot in Limbus Company. She does get us killed quite often.
We die a lot in Limbus companies.
We do
Spoiler.
die a lot in
Oh,
Limbus
okay.
Company.
True.
Sinner number 4, Ryoshu.
She
She's our
exists.
Japanese representation. And she has the kind of autism that would, like, you know, if you were diagnosed in, like, the 1900s America, like, the doctors, like, this would be the reason why, like, autism is, like, scared of, and they might kill you for it, you know? Like, she needs help. She needs mental help. I also don't know where to begin on talking about her, but, like, in the bad way and, like, opposite of Don Quixote, because she's just...
There.
She is a woman.
True.
She's based off of Hellscreen, about an artist who wanted to paint hell, but he could only get his inspiration from viewing the scenes live in front of his face. So, like, you know, mutilation, live burning, you know, stuff like that.
Just girl things.
Just girl things.
I heard burning, and I don't know why my brain auto-completed that to birthing, and I was just like,
Oh,
What's wrong with
you
you?
want that? Damn.
raise an eyebrow.
She speaks in acronyms a couple times. She usually doesn't explain them and what they mean. So sometimes one of the other sinners, Sinclair, translates for her, except, like, he only translates it half the time, and it gets really annoying when he doesn't, and she just says letters, and everyone just ignores her.
Yeah, like she has all of her skill names are usually just acronyms, and so when her W Corp skin came out, people were just like, "What the fuck is her third skill called?" Because it's like, I'd have to pull up what it is, but it's something really stupid that you literally do not have any idea what it is unless you read her Uptide story.
It's the third skill on it is called DDEDR, and it stands for unless you read it, you would not know what it stands for, but it stands for Dimensional Demon Edge Dimensional Refraction.
Oh my god.
She used dimensional twice.
She did use dimensional twice. She starred in one of the in-between chapters called Hell's Chicken. And she made a team against Gregor to cook the best meal in order to get a distortion of a chef to be not a distortion anymore. Yeah, that went really bad.
Oh.
So here is the top is just a picture of her in her chef hat. I don't know why, but they let her cook again in a later chapter. So that's the image right above her ID picture. Don't let this woman cook. Please do not let her cook.
Oh boy.
She's doing her best.
But she has also pretty IDs anyway. So RB, which stands for Ryoshu's Bistro, Chef de Cuisine, and Liu Association. I wanted to point out that Liu Association is going to be one of the 2 IDs on here that are actually a 2-star and not a 3-star, because Ryoshu is heavily ignored in the identity department lately. So this is her newest one, and sadly it's a 2-star, but it also looks the best.
She's one of the. Yeah, she does have one of the best slashing units in the game. I will give her that.
She does. Number 5, Mersault. He's French.
Yeah.
Derogatory.
We love Result.
For some reason, the Project Moon fan base is very horny for him. They really want to fuck this man. But can you see his ID picture and see how wide he is? Like, look how fat his tits are, you know? Like this man's big. He doesn't talk much unless spoken to directly. But if you do ask him a question, he will probably explain in great detail on why he knows the question or knows the answer.
Cardboard boxes have more personality than this man.
Correct. This man has 4 expressions on his sprite sheet. 2 of them are looking left, 2 of them are looking right, and it is just this expression of him. This man has no emotion. Literally less than a cardboard box.
He has the most like decorated resume though.
He does.
Oh my god.
He's been clubbing. He's been gambling. He's worked for a couple different corporations, apparently. Like, literally, if you ask the group, hey, this is something weird, who has experience in this, Mersault will probably raise his hand. Just flat-faced, like, oh, yes, I frequented the clubs back in my day. Like, okay.
He worked for the racists, despite not being a racist himself.
Yeah.
Wow.
There was an instance in one of the newest events where this girl was about to distort because she was going through some bad emotional trauma and also influenced by an outside entity that could cause distortions. So Dante, who is our manager, is technically just kind of you as the player, said, Mersault, quick, do the thing! And Mersault was just like, understood. And then he punched the little girl in the face and knocked her the fuck out.
Holy shit.
Do what had to be done.
He did what had to be done, and it was like a pre-mediated thing where like they discussed this prior. Like no one says Mersault do the thing without like knowing what the thing is. Like this
He would
was
not have acted had he not known what the thing was.
correct. So it was discussed prior.
This was planned. This is in the tactics books.
Premeditated. Yep.
There is another instance later after that event that's just like that Dante says, Mersault, can you do the thing? And Mersault's like, I can't do it this time, I apologize.
I'm physically being repelled. I could not.
So they actually
exact amount of force.
they had to explain why that had to be a one-time thing.
Dante's entire tactics book just goes out the fucking window.
So he has an ArtCorp identity and he has an NCorp identity. So he's a
NCorp is
Rhino.
the racist group.
NCorp is the racist group.
Got it.
But he do kind of look
What are
pretty
those?
hot. Huh?
What are those green things?
The tubes.
Too.
Okay,
Those face too.
I could not. I could not tell.
Yeah.
Okay,
Gummy
thank
worms
you.
on his face. It's okay.
Yeah.
I have a feeling that the first artwork for ArtCorp Rhino is probably like half the reason why the fan base is horny for him. Because he looks
I
great.
use that one. I love that
He
one.
looks fantastic. Look at those
He's a
abs. You can
He's
see
a
those
self-hating
abs.
racist, by the way.
He is.
Specifically in the NCorp one.
Number 6, Hong Lu. Law would hate this man if you know Tekken. He's rich. He has a very affluent family. This man is so oblivious to anything that doesn't have to do with being rich that he accidentally keeps making fun of everybody for being poor. By accident. I'm not going to read the 3rd bullet point out loud. You guys can read it in your mind. Have fun.
Beautiful.
He's very effeminate. Just look at him. He's gorgeous. Like, come on.
I see the most artwork of him as a woman.
Yeah. And it's literally like unchanged. Like they don't change his design at all. They
Apparently,
just-
that's like pretty in line with the book that he comes from.
Oh, cool. He has a weird eye color on one of his eyes. Don't know what that is, but it's pretty prominent and it's part of his icon in the top right. So, and he's explained once that it's not a body augment, and that's it. We don't know anything else. Other than that, he's pretty boy. He does not read the room. He's just there.
He doesn't say very much, but
He
his
doesn't say
company
very
is
much.
appreciated.
Yeah. So we have 2 identities.
Yeah,
The
church girl.
Dietchi, church girl, Hung Lu, and then Ting Tang Gang leader. Look at that beautiful man.
We love church girl.
We do love church girl.
Oh, be a church girl goes to church.
Sorry, is his weapon in Church Girl skin a key? Is he just ABBA?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a Keyblade warrior.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
He beats the shit out of people. The Dietchi Association is known for having the ability to convert their gained knowledge into physical strength.
There are 2 sects within the Dietchi as well. There's those that beat the shit out of people until they die, and those that read with a key and then beat the shit out of people with a giant key until they die.
Yeah. Honorable mention, his ego, Bondage Twink.
Yeah.
It's called Pink Shoes, but it's Bondage Twink. But somebody had to draw this. And I don't know whether
Somebody
to feel
got
Somebody
bad
would
for
have
them.
paid to draw it, yeah.
I don't know whether to feel bad for them or thank them.
Thank them, of course. Look at this.
And look at him.
I'm thankful for every art in this game.
Same.
Except the clams. I think the clams are the worst egos they've added.
Number 7, Heathcliff.
Gregor.
He is our British representation. So he's British derogatory.
Boo.
For the people who know Library of Ruina, or have played at least 5 minutes of it, if Roland, who's the main character, is wife guy successful, Heathcliff is wife guy failure. This man is a mess. He frequently interacts with Ishmael, which is one of the other sinners on the bus, and they hate each other so much that they will take on any reason to insult each other. And for some reason, the fans think that's relationship material, and I wish all of them a very go to hell.
Not bent.
There was a part in a chapter where he stole hair salon coupons from the big brother of the middle, because they were in a cutesy stickered locker that looked like a teen girl's like school locker with like cute kittens and hearts and shit like that, and he was just like, I didn't know. And he got killed several times for that.
It was described as once Ricardo gets tired of finding different ways of killing Heathcliff, we're gonna have issues.
I have the screenshot right there. It will not matter
yeah.
how many times you turn the clock. That man will crush your clock as soon as he tires of inventing different ways of killing Heathcliff.
We love that for him.
We do. So, I want to emphasize that Ishmael and Heathcliff were literally the first sinners in the prologue to kill each other on the bus.
Me and Mana, Heathcliff's chapter just came out, and our predictions for the chapter were, we hope that Heathcliff does not become redeemable. We hope he actually gets worse.
Yeah. He's our least favorite, but honestly, still pretty up there.
Yeah, he's still up there. Ryoshi's making her way down there, though.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, tragically.
Here are his spotlight identities. He has an ArtCorp rabbit, also one of the most broken IDs in the game. Still,
He uses a gun.
He uses a gun and dagger. I don't know what it is with them making ArtCorp units look fucking like hot when they take off their helmets in their first art, but for some reason Heathcliff looks great there also. I hate to admit it, but he looks fantastic.
Then there's Ishmael.
And then we have Depression Man in a raincoat.
It is regarded as one of the worst 3-star sinners that you can get, and they really want you to. They have really been trying to incentivize people to use it. People really want to like it, but there's literally no reason to use it at like any point.
Yeah. So we have on the top one of the best identities in the game. On the bottom we have one of the worst identities in the game. The duality of the British.
Damn.
The duality of
Ishmael.
Man.
Huh?
Woman.
Sorry, bad joke.
This is my flavor of autistic. I love her to death. This is my woman right here. Look at her. She's gorgeous. She has orange hair. I'm a sucker for orange hair. And she
Your
probably
PTSD.
she has PTSD. She's also probably the most normal out of everybody. And I say that with like comparatively to everybody else that we've learned so far, they're all not normal. She's also not normal, but still probably the closest to normal that we have. Her chapter is still regarded as the best chapter in the game. Amazing writing, amazing characters. We love her. I apologize for the trauma that she's been through, but honestly, it made for a great story. Her ego
Made her that much
is
hotter.
It did. It like honestly, emotional trauma just makes a woman just that much hotter.
True.
Her base ego is called Snag Harpoon. She throws a harpoon at somebody and she drags them to her and she bashes the shit out of them with her shield, which I think is sick as fuck. Like that's hot. I want her to do that to me.
Right.
Real problems.
She's our American representation. Jason did not know Moby Dick was an American book for quite a while, actually.
Hey, Jason, I'm right there with you.
Yeah, I thought it was a British book. I know the lines. Always thought that.
Oh yeah, she's pretty. She hates Heathcliff. I hate Heathcliff.
She's
No.
like me for real.
She's just like me for real. Also, a little thing that I'd like to point out is that the centers do have the same uniform, but little tweaks to them according to their character. Ishmael used to have a long coat, and then she ripped it off. So her name just says Ishma on her coat. Good for her.
I love her PTSD.
She has she has a couple sick identities, so it was really hard for me to pick. We have the Pequod Captain Ishmael. Oh, batshit insane woman. I love that in a woman.
Love
She's
that
so
for her.
hot.
Awesome.
And then
I
Liam
want her to bite me until I bleed.
Same. I want the Pequod Captain to bite me until I bleed, and I want the Liu Association Ishmael to punch me until I bleed.
I know. I want her to punch me until I'm caught on fire.
Yeah, she's hot. She's pretty. She's gorgeous. I love her. Honorable mention to Muller Boatworks Fixer Ishmael because this artwork caused a controversy within the Project Moon community and studio to the point where several people left the company, and the president had to threaten legal action upon a lot of the people located in South Korea that were doing protests outside their studio building.
This is the game that got Limbus, or this is the artwork that got Limbus Company on the map for the wrong reasons.
Correct.
It also made one of my favorite side spin-off series non-canon.
The issue was that people, incel men wanted summer units like every gacha does, you know, women in bikinis, the guys in swim trunks without a shirt, you know, just typical summer gacha stuff, right? But when Limbus Company is a pretty dark game, and there's really no reason to put women in swimsuits or men in swimsuits or have them go to the beach for some reason.
We went to the beach. It was not fun.
We did go. We did go to the beach. It was an awful experience. Nicki Minaj. So we got Ishmael in a skin tight wetsuit. And honestly, that's hot. I'm very gay for her.
Yams posted in stream Motor Boatworks.
He's not wrong. That's the
Yeah.
thing.
He's not wrong. Look at her. This is the artwork that made everybody realize that goddamn Ishmael is stacked.
This is the artwork.
Look at
that
her.
Almost made
Her
my
hair-
favorite game franchise die overnight. That was the most stressful 3 weeks as a Project Moon fan.
I know. Everyone was debating, like, do we still support Project Moon? Blah, blah, blah.
The answer was
turns out,
no, we shouldn't, but we still do anyways.
yeah. There is a lot more depth into this controversy. But honestly, you guys don't need to know about it. Just know that she was the reason.
Because she's worth it.
She is worth it.
True.
Number 9,
Wine
Rodion.
mom.
Wine mom. Wine aunt. She's no longer the mom. I'm glad that she got rid of her mom, like, like personality and just went for irresponsible auntie. She's our Russian representation. She is your favorite auntie that comes to the family gatherings that lets you sneak away from the commotion and smoke weed in her car with her.
Fuck yeah.
Like we love her. There's a tattoo on her titty. We call her Mother Russia because goddamn, Mother Russia. Her chapter was the second one, and Toki described it pretty well. It was just a real a D&D party fucking up their campaign in every way
Yep.
possible.
100%.
It's great. She has nicknames for all the sinners. Nobody calls her Rodion. She just makes everybody call her Rodia because it's easier and cutesier. She's a gambler. She loves money. She loves high stakes shit. She loves food. She takes care of the party pretty well. She makes sure everybody's like included in like conversations and stuff. So she's nice. She's very caring. But again,
Everyone
still
but
very
Gregor.
irresponsible. Like, yeah. She's the only one who probably likes talking to Gregor and wants to make him feel included. In the Hell's Chicken event that I mentioned on Ryoshu's slide, she's probably, again, the closest with Gregor, but she still chose to go away from his side against him, saying that they spend too much time together and need to take some time apart.
The teams for Hell's Chicken were essentially Team Gregor versus Team of Gregor's friends.
Yeah.
Quote unquote.
Mother Russia also likes to eat. So she has a Dietchi Association and a Leo Association ID. She's part of the sect in Dietchi that reads so much that she beats the shit out of you with her fists. And that's hot.
Yep.
Also,
We
side
love
note, real
church
quickly, to shout outs to this random character that kept appearing in the artwork to the DSG Association. We know nothing about her, but everyone wants her to be in the game.
Yeah. She's
We love
very
her.
cute. She went to interview Rhodia about the Dietchi Association, but Rhodia just kept eating food and talking about food that eventually she just got really fed up with trying to interview Rhodia.
We love that for her.
Honorable mention to biblically accurate Russian woman. In the game, the like noble phantasm charge attack kind of equivalent thing is called your ego. They are based off of different abnormalities that we'd fight in the game itself. You can go into a bad state of your ego called ego corrosion, where you will target indiscriminately if you are at a low enough sanity level. And this is what she turns into when she corrodes. So again, it is just biblically accurate Russian woman. Look at her. That's hot.
There are
I think
two. Yeah, so there's this ego is called Pursuance, and there's one other Pursuance in this game, being Mersault, the French man from earlier. When they both corrode and are on the field for the same time for a unknown but great reason, Rodion is like 3 times the size as Mersault.
Yeah.
Both of them in the corrosion form, so she is very large.
She's big woman. And we love big woman. She will kill you, and I want her to kill me.
Biblically accurate woman.
Number 11, Sinclair. Emil Sinclair. He's another German representation. I like to describe him as, no, little German boy, don't go into the weed cave. Oh my god, this cave is full of Rodian. Because she took on a very motherly position for Sinclair in the beginning, and then that quickly got like swept under the rug, which I'm very happy for. He's the 3rd chapter. We learned in the 3rd chapter that there's a side to Sinclair that we never expected ever. But he's still a good boy. We protect him. We give him head pats. People sometimes mix him up with Don Quixote because they're just both the youngest and the shortest and
They
yellow
look
hair.
almost identical.
Yeah. There is a section in one of the stories where they had to get past some mariachi people. They wanted us to join them to party, and nobody knew anything about the mariachi except for Sinclair because he took a class in high school for mariachi. So they made him go up onto a table and start dancing with his little maracas. And that's how they got past the mariachis, because Sinclair took a high school class. We love him.
Yeah.
That's the go white boy go
the game.
moment.
This scene here solidified my interest in Limbus Company. It was very good. Also, his color is immature green. I just like that detail. There's more Millie lyrics up at the top as well. This song is very good. So he has Sync Association and also Mariachi Boss, because just look at him. How could I not? How could I not include that little boy?
We love our Mexican white children representation.
Our Mexican German white boy. But wait, you might have noticed that we had Rhodia number 9 and Sinclair's number 11. Surprise, bitch! Our manager is a sinner. Number 10.
Jesus Christ.
They are another Project certified Project Moon ungendered they them clockasy.
Excuse me.
What?
Is you okay?
Yeah. Oh, why'd you
Good
put
work,
me
Toki.
Because I think you make very interesting points, actually.
It's a good question at the time.
So he's either like, so they're like our like master in Fate Go, or like your captain in Grand Blue. They actually have a personality though. Like they actually talk quite often, and you do go through a lot of their thoughts and emotions. And they're actually a very interesting character, even though they're amnesiac and have no idea what the
You're
fuck they're
usually
doing.
just confused.
Yeah, just like us when we play the game.
Just like me, for real, for real.
Yeah. It's
Me
important
after they
that
explain something.
they have the ability to turn back their clock, and they can revive the sinners from death, as long as there is some sort of fragment of the sinner to resurrect from. But they feel all the pain that the sinners went through as they were dying, all at once when they do it. But that's just life, baby. Like that's the job. They gotta go through with it. I like the snippet of the wiki that says, although Dante does not know that they're not a good manager, they don't really know how to improve themselves. Cause like same. I agree. Also, yes, it is the Dante from that Inferno. That Inferno.
The
Like
the
the
Burning
Inferno.
Abyss.
Yeah, that one.
The
And then we
Yu-Gi-Oh
have a
type.
comment.
Yeah.
Yep. We have a comment from Toki here.
Stop.
Why? Why?
Look, it just came across into my head. I'm just like, you know.
I believe he gives
Please-
good
please
head
say you know.
pats.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Yep.
Moving on to the next center. Number 12,
Woman.
Otis.
Hell yeah.
Certified Project Moon Hag. Let's go. She is the most premier bootlicker to the manager Dante that you will ever see in your life. If you think the people on Twitter for horny for Dante, Otis can I'm not gonna say it actually, never mind. She has such a horny fan base, similar to Results, that there is a subreddit called The Odyssey Had a Purpose. Because the Odyssey had a purpose. And she's hot. Look at her. Like, she's probably not anywhere older than like 30 or 35, but we still call her a hag. She's got a wrinkle under her eye, so immediate hag, you know? Like, look at her. She has a weapon. She has a gunblade as a weapon. I think it's 6 bucks.
Hell yeah.
She's hot. The Odyssey had a purpose. Also, she's a war veteran.
I love that for her.
Look at her! She's so hot!
Shit.
She will kill.
Yeah.
She will kill.
She will kill first and then ask questions later.
Yeah. Like, holy shit. Those forearms in the Molar Office Fixer first artwork, I need her to grip me in the throat and strangle me until I'm no longer breathing.
Hey, yo.
I sent Mana a picture earlier, or I sent Mana a meme earlier that perfectly sums up Otis, and it's her holding a list that Dante said that says, "I must say, this list of suggestions is brilliantly composed. Following it is sure to enhance performance in the workplace. Thank you, manager." And Dante responds with, "Otis, those are the Geneva Conventions."
She's the premier bootlicker. Somebody will give an idea and she'll be like, "That's the worst fucking idea I've ever heard in my life, and you should feel bad." And Dante will reiterate the idea in the exact same wording, and she'd be like, "Brilliant idea, executive manager. I knew you could think of something like this." So, but we love her for it. The final sinner, Gregor.
Hell yeah.
And I will also pass along the slide to the Gregor autistic in the call.
Gregor's greatest weakness with his first Kanto is the fact that he did not get pregnant. I think it would have really helped a lot with his character development. It would have made a lot more sense going forward if he was dealing with childbirth and being a mother. He is the most pathetic wet tissue of a character that gets bullied by literally everyone. I love this man. He's a just complete sack of shit, and I would absolutely let him like decimate my body. Like, Gregor can get it. This is peak Project Moon right here. This man is so fucking stupid. He is literally, while Ishmael is contender for like most normal person, Gregor has a fucking bug arm and is still probably more of a normal person than Ishmael is, because he's literally just some fucking dude. Like, the man does not know why he is here. His mom is out to get us apparently, and it's really weird that that it is his mom, and it's just like, wow, I love that for you, Gregor. I hope that you do end up giving birth in a later chapter as you do deserve, and that we do come back from chapter 1, because they did my man dirty giving him the first Kanto, because we did not know jack shit about anyone there.
Yep.
He gets a daughter. He had a daughter.
Oh no.
He had a daughter completely separate from his pregnancy arc.
Yeah. He adopted a daughter.
Yeah. Which makes it all the more tragic that he did not get pregnant.
We'll soon become.
Also, he has a friend in all of his identities. As you can see, plastered all over the slide because I love him. He doesn't actually have a name, but for some reason the Project Moon community all just came together collectively to agree that his name is Pablo. And look at him. He's adorable. He's
We
a little
love
bean.
Pablo.
We love Pablo.
He's just there.
Alright.
These are his 2 IDs that are arguably the only ones that are worth using, because Project Moon refused to give him one that is like viable in a way that is good. The first one is a male wife, Gregor. That is a female character that he is based off of. He has a gun. It has one of the most satisfying skill 3 to use, because the first hit does no damage and the second one just randomly crits for like 500 damage, and it's really fun. The second one is what I like to call, he has a type of sadness in his eyes that you only see in Eastern European gay porn. And sadly, it is the only Gregor art in the game that does not feature Pablo, which is just something that came up recently, and so that is what the fan base is devastated
That's actually
about.
a lie.
Is it?
That's actually a lie. Hold on.
Where is it?
Gregor, family heir Gregor. Let me pull it up so I can actually zoom in on it.
Is he like in the code or something?
Oh shit. Honorable mention pregnancy.
That's Jesus Gregor. It's literally an ego based off of Jesus.
If you see,
Oh, he's in the distance?
he's in the distance.
Wow.
You can see him right there.
Yeah.
The tiniest Pablo ever.
The
Holy
tiniest
shit.
Pablo ever. Look at him.
Pablo cameo right there. Never
Look at
mind, the
him.
dream
We
still lives
love
on.
him.
That's the content we live for.
Mhm.
Like,
Is
you
there a
literally had to
Pablo
put
Easter egg in all of them?
Yes, there is a
Yes.
Pablo in every Gregor artwork for
Oh.
specifically his IDs.
Yeah,
Although
not his
for-
egos, but his
for-
IDs.
For that one, you had to pull up the microscope to find it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know the like SpongeBob meme him pointing to his comment in the commercial? That's what I was finding Pablo.
Yeah.
This is I believe is it Thornrose?
Garden of Thorns.
Garden of
It says
Thorns.
that on the slide.
Yeah, yes. This is his wedding dress / pregnancy / Jesus gif because this abnormality is based off of Jesus.
This is the abnormality that got Toki into the game.
This is what we've been waiting for.
It
This
did.
is,
Just like
as a
me, for
Gregor
real, for real.
enthusiast, this is literally everything that we were waiting for Gregor to have.
The
Until
ego
they
is
gave us.
hot dog shit, by the way.
I love it.
Damn.
I love it. It's one of like the 3 egos in the game that heals. So by default, it is instantly a favorite of mine.
True. That's all the sinners. So of course we're gonna talk about some other characters besides the sinners. So we have a color fixer on our bus as our guide.
He's
He is
depressed.
contractually obligated to be depressed and not help us in any way that is important. He holds special counseling for some sinners who are bad. I will leave that up to the imagination because one is off screen and one is on screen. He's the main character of the book called Leviathan that Project Moon wrote. It's half comic, half prose, and is very painful to read. But it does give a lot of context into the most recent chapter that Limbus Company released. So again, it's just optional reading if you want to do the extracurriculars. Sometimes I feel like I shouldn't even recommend it because I sped ran it in 2 days and I both regret it and don't regret it. It was just hard to read.
As someone who has read the Project Moon off material, I have not read Leviathan, nor do I plan to in the nearby future.
He's from the same Inferno as Dante. Very cool.
Spoilers.
As opposed to a different Inferno,
Yeah.
you know?
He has an ego. So he had the cryptid whisper in his ear, gay, homosexual, gay, and he was just like, I'm not about that, and then manifested his ego, which is the little blood cape and laurels that he has sticking into his head. He's cool. He's Greek.
The other stuff worse.
Oh yeah, and there's Force Virgil. On April Fools, they released a cutscene. Not this most recent April Fools, but last year. They released a cutscene of Virgil talking to Dante in several different ways that mirrored other gacha games. So this was the Uma Musume reference. Except actual horse. Charon, our
The
beloved
child.
bus driver.
Broom, broom.
Virgil's daughter. Not really his daughter, but like, I'm gonna spoil a little bit of Leviathan just because it's, again, a god-awful thing to read. She's an identity of a girl named Lapis that Virgil rescued from an orphanage, and he adopted a couple other kids from the orphanage too for his fixer office. And at the end of Leviathan, Faust comes to Virgil, and she's just like, doesn't the world fucking suck? Don't you wish it was fixable? Sign a contract. And then he was just like, all right, you QB looking ass, I'm down. So that's how he got onto the bus, and that's how Charon got onto the bus. She ran somebody over with the bus in the prologue, just straight out.
True.
It's really funny because the person that they hit, like, she literally gets fucking, like, or yeah, the person that they hit, she gets full on fucking hit by the bus. And then her teammates are like, what? It bested lion strength? And it's like, yeah, who would have guessed the fucking bus won over, the single woman that was standing there? Who could have saw that coming?
I would not got to hit me with a bus.
Yeah.
Same. The bus eats people, by the way.
The bus does eat people for fuel. Here's a sneak peek of what you can experience if you play Library of Ruina. Some of the main characters. Mr. Roland Wife Guy. The most recent Project Moon community popularity fan poll thing just came out with its results today. And this man was #1 by a very long shot. This man is just straight out one of the best Project Moon characters they have ever written. And me, as a genuine only woman liker, agree that Roland deserved that first place. I love this sopping wet cat of a man. He's a grade 9 fixer, so he's at the bottom of the barrel. He's a wife guy who fucked canonically.
Oh, Angela's servant.
Damn.
He has a wife. They were gonna have a kid. I will no longer explain. And he really enjoys a cafe in the city universe called Ham Ham Pang Pang. Which is also a real cafe in South Korea that sells Project Moon merchandise, and it changes themes every 4 to 5 months. And I really want to go to South Korea to go to Ham Ham Pang Pang.
Yeah, they're having the Lou Association one coming up soon. That's right.
Yeah, soup dumplings. Soup dumplings. His role is Angela's servant. Look at this guy. Ugly.
Dude.
Look at this dude.
This fucking
The
dude.
Project Moon community Discord loves using just his face just as a reaction image. Miss Angela Librarian.
The woman.
I talked about her during the Lobotomy Corporation slides. She deserves so much better than what she was put through. In Library, she explains this very early on in the game, literally like within one of the first fights, that she opened the library to get a hold of the one book that will turn her human, because she wants to forget everything that she had been put through during the Lobotomy Corporation. And honestly, girl, yeah.
She was voted the second best character, and she really deserved that too.
Yeah.
We love her.
We have a lovely comment by Jason up here.
Jason.
I'm speaking the truth.
Right.
And there's an image of Angela showing you the list of slurs that she can and will call you.
God damn.
Because she's a robot and she can do whatever the fuck she wants. She's not racially motivated. Some more media for your extracurricular material. Distortion Detective. So remember when I said that there was a character who drew that map of the city on one of the first slides? That's Ezra. That's the blonde girl right there. She's tall.
She's like
daughter.
Yeah, she's like 6'3" and she's a baby.
Yeah, we love her. She will kill you.
She also has severe PTSD.
She does. She works for Moses, who is the short Project Moon certified MILF. Project Moon certified MILF! Look at her, she's so hot. She got them hips,
Sweet Lord.
Moses's thing is that she can see distortions before they become public. So she just kind of goes around and tries to solve them for money. And sometimes she just can't. She's just like, oh, well, I'm still getting paid for this. Yeah. But look at her. Ezra does get some voice lines in Limbus Company, which I was very excited about.
Ezra's also a grade 3 fixer, meaning that she is unironically can and easily could kill like anyone in our center party for Limbus Company, and I'm really proud of her for that.
Yeah. Our centers can probably be equivalent to about like grade 5 or 6 fixers. Like, they're not that competent. It's just that we have a clock that can revive them at any given point.
Yeah.
So, Leviathan explained it a little bit earlier. It hurts. It explains how Virgilius gets his ego, and it also explains the identity system a little bit more. And it gives a lot of context to the most recent chapter. Again, no spoilers because we have some people who will go through it soon. And the final the English translation was actually put on a hiatus because Limbus Company was in production and then released. There are no plans to get it out of hiatus, but there is a fan translation. So, and there's, I think, there's a guide on Steam that links everything for reading Leviathan.
I think about Wonderlab every day.
Chubbs, would you like to take over the slide for Wonderlab?
Ishmael got Wonderlab turned into non-canon, and I'm really sad because it had one of my favorite PV videos on YouTube, and they had to take it down, and that's haunted me ever since because I have no idea what the song was used for it because it was made specifically for Wonderlab, and now it literally does not exist anymore. It is actually just lost media.
Yep.
It is about people that work in a branch of the Lobotomy Corporation. None of the genders are specified. and it's just the day-to-day life of mainly the main character, Kat, and them and how they go about working in the lobotomy branch that they are in, and how people come and go because people die in the branch all the time, and Kat kind of like cuts themselves off from the rest of the world and refuses to make friends as a result. And then Kat does make friends, and it's like, tee Kat has friends. And then one of them is chosen to sacrifice themselves to something, to one of the abnormalities, where after you care for it for so long, it'll kill you on the spot. And Kat gets really upset about that. And then everything goes to shit, and it ends with Kat distorting and escaping to this place called the Wonderland. And I was really looking forward to it being a chapter that we go through in Limbus Company, but now that it is non-canon, we'll never explore or figure out what happened to Kat, and I'm really sad about that.
Yeah. It was a very good piece of media. I was able to read all of it before it got taken down. There is a pretty good YouTube video about it, about everything that happens in Wonderlab. I think it's about like a 45-minute video or so. So if you ever are interested in Wonderlab, it's like the only one on YouTube. So if you just look up Wonderlab video essay, it will come up, but it's really good.
Yeah, the most important thing that came out of it were aberrations, which are essentially spin-off versions of abnormalities, where there's like the main abnormalities, and then there's like kind of like altered versions of them. So there is, for example, let's see, Fairy Festival, and then in Wonderlab we're introduced to Titania, which is essentially an aberration that's actually technically an upgrade to Fairy Festival because it's an Aleph. But then we find out that there's several aberrations to Fairy Festival that nobody likes in Limbus Company. But yes.
So, unfortunately, there was some lore taken from Wonderlab and put into Limbus Company, but at least Limbus Company does like make use of it. So
Rest in pieces.
Rest in peace, Wonderlab.
The artists did not deserve hate.
No, they did not. So some of the abnormality designs that we can see from Lobotomy Corporation and might make an appearance in Limbus Company. Some important material to preface this. All abnormalities are categorized into risk levels. So you go from Zan to Teth to Hay to Wow to Aleph. Zan are like probably like your friends. You can make friends with these abnormalities, and they'll be friends with you too. And then Aleph is like you really shouldn't be interacting with them unless you want your entire department to die.
They can be friends with you, but to put it into perspective, there was a abnormality, or it was a distortion in Library of Arena called the Pianist, and the deal with it is that it was like the first like precedented distortion that happened outside of the Lobotomy Corporation area, and it had a death toll of I think around 800,000 people that it killed in the process, and that was classified to be a WoW level threat. So 800,000 people was not enough to get it ranked at the highest leveled scale.
Yeah. Because 800,000 is just pea baby numbers, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, Funeral for the Dead Butterflies is a Hay.
He got guns.
He got guns. He got 5 arms. I think
cool as
Jace
hell.
would really like this abnormality. The weapon has a really cool bell sound effect that when it shoots, it tickles the brain in the correct way.
He's unemployed in Limbus Company.
He is unemployed in Limbus Company. He asked you if he got the job, and you have to tell him yes or no. But he does appreciate it if you are honest with him. Der Freischwitz.
Have you ever seen Hatsune Miku accidentally kill an ally and then go crazy and then proceed to kill the rest of her allies? Because that's what this man caused.
I had an incident in my Lobotomy Corporation run where I got this man's weapon. And it turns out that it does
It was really good.
It's really good. It does a lot of damage, and it does shoot everything in its path. Unfortunately, that everything in its path also means your other employees. So at some point, I had a character named Hatsune Miku, and I put the gun on her, and she was shooting an abnormality that had breached. And then she started running around and being crazy, and I was just like, why did she go insane? And it turns out that she shot all of her other department members into the ground. So yeah.
It was like an abnormality that like wasn't even a threat too, which was why
No.
it was really surprising when the message "so and so has died" and then Hatsune Miku is panicking. It was just like, wow, tragic experience.
Yeah. So this is also the guy that Otis had the ID for on the bottom of the slide. He's really cool.
Yeah.
He's got a gun, and he will shoot things for you if you contract him.
Sick.
We have the Queen of Hatred.
We hate her.
She's a wow. We hate her. She looks so cutesy. Look at her. How could you hate her? She's a magical girl who fought for justice until there was no longer anything to fight against. So instead of saying, my work here is done, she spiraled into despair and turned into the threat that she wanted to defeat.
She said, "Be
Which
the
is
problems that you want to be, or that you want to resolve."
Yeah.
Mm.
So she turns into that weird snake dragon thing. She's very cool. Look at her. She's adorable.
She's one of the most hated things in Lobotomy Corporation because she's there to quote unquote help you. But if anyone dies, she'll probably go insane and then proceed to kill everyone that is like within the vicinity.
Yeah.
And she does that a lot.
Yeah. She's also the reason why the difficulty spike is vertical in Library Arena. So just keep that in mind. So one of her sisters is the Knight of Despair. She's a knight who fought peace for her kingdom. Until she realized that chivalry is a joke, and people will not change their actions despite having to protect them. So in an effort to redeem herself, she was just ended up being forgotten from everybody's memory, and she despaired. Oh, look at her. She's so pretty.
Yeah.
We love her.
We do.
She's the best of them.
She gives a buff to the first person who works with her for the day, and it's actually a very good buff.
She's actually friend.
She is actual friend. The king agreed. I don't really have anything to say about her.
She exists.
She exists, but she is one of the magical girls as well.
There's technically two other ones, but one of them was only really important in Wonderlab. Rest in pieces again. And thankfully, both of them were in Library of Arena too. So as a result, they are not lost media.
But they are cool.
Yeah.
When she breaches, she turns into that absolute horrifying thing.
Damn.
It exists.
Yeah.
I try not to think about her.
So we go into the birds next. So Punishing Bird is just a little guy. Look at him.
He's just a little guy.
Hey, look at him. He is a little bird who lives in a forest with two other birds, and is confused why people are bad. So he thinks that people are bad because they don't have anybody to punish them, so he will punish them instead. So that's why he's called Punishing Bird. He just wants good for the world.
Just a little guy.
Just a little guy.
If you hit him once, he will one-shot someone.
Oh yeah, absolutely. If he breaches, he'll go around and start pecking at your employees, but he doesn't do any damage. At some point, it's just a time limit thing where eventually he'll do either enough damage or stay outside of his containment unit where he's like, all right, I'm done, and then just goes back into his containment unit. If you hit him, he grows his mouth from his chest like this in the top right corner and will consume your employee in one entire sitting.
Oh.
Yeah.
And
The
that's
little red spot is a mouth on its bird's belly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's cute.
He's a little guy.
He's just a little guy.
And we got Big
We have
Bird.
Big Bird. He's just a big guy. Look at
He's a
him.
big guy.
He wanted to help people by guiding them out of the forest because there is apparently a beast in the forest who would kill people. But if he tried to guide them out, sometimes he just ended up saying like, well, if I kill this person, they won't die from the beast's hands because it has no perception of death. So that's
There you
his
go.
little gimmick. He has a billion eyes. Those are all eyes.
He's the big guy. These are all comments taken from the wiki page, by the way.
Yeah, all of these little
You
little
could be chomping.
sections. Damn, what a chonker. And then we have Judgment Bird. He's just a long guy. Look at him.
You have the skills of
He-
judgment.
He has the scales of judgment. He judges the living creatures in the forest with a tilted scale, but he cannot tell that the scale is tilted because his face is covered. So he thinks that he is bringing unbiased judgment and equality to the forest. Also, for some reason, this abnormality is a WoW class risk level, but the gear that you get from him is an Aleph class gear level. Don't know why. He's the only one that does that.
It's really cool.
But it's really cool. I have a screenshot from my actual Botany Corporation run of it, with the bandages, the weapon, and the coat. But he's so cool.
Yeah.
And then you have Apocalypse Bird.
Oh,
He's just a guy? Question mark.
huh?
This is when all the birds come together to form a Megazord.
Yeah. this is Bird Exodia actually. So he has Big Bird's eyes, Punishing Bird's mouth, and Judgment Bird's scales. It is technically one of the Aleph class abnormalities that you can't keep in a containment unit. If all three birds breach at the same time, they'll start making their way towards a door in the center of the facility, and if they all get to that door, they'll spawn Apocalypse Bird. Their idea is that if they combine all of their efforts together, they can keep the forest safe, because there are rumors of a beast, a big monster in the forest. And so they wanted to eradicate that beast in the forest together until it was realized that the beast that they made by joining together was the beast that everybody talked about in the forest. So it's actually a very sad story. They just wanted to help people, but turned into the thing that, does not help people. You can't kill it if it shows up in your Lobotomy Corporation run. You have to kill all the eggs that spawns across the facility, and once those eggs are gone, then it will run away.
Real quickly, shout outs to Singing Machine. It's a meat grinder that you throw people in, and it makes really pretty music, and it possesses people to either throw in other people or throw themselves into the meat grinder, because they're just like, wow, I just really want to listen to this music. Mana refuses to take it. She does not like it. She'd rather take literally the worst options in the game over the meat grinder, and I love Singing Machine. He's just a little singy boy.
He's just a meat grinder who makes beautiful music.
He's just the meat grinder.
Some of the best parts about Limbus Company and Project Moon is that it's supplemented by the band Project Millie. They have the best songs that I could ever ask for in a video game. The To Kill a Living Book for Library Ruina, they're actually going on tour at the end of winter. Most likely, hopefully in the States. We are all going to that, and you have no say in it whatsoever. Every Canto from Canto 3 and beyond has a Millie song for the final boss fight, and they all have all the music's dynamic, so the music will change as you phase through boss battles, and it's very, very good. Listen to the music, you'll be graded on it.
If you do not know the entire lyrics to Kill a Living Book, I will kill you. We will not associate. I will block you from this Discord. If I see you in the channel, I will kick you from it every single time. Yeah.
And some concluding statements about each game. Library Ruina is the best in the series for now out of the 3 games. It's lengthy, has a lot of reading, it has a lot of story, it has a lot of lore. Play at your own risk.
It is recommended that you play it modded.
It is actually recommended that you play it modded, just so you don't have to go back and grind for grinding fights that you already did.
It technically is a gacha.
Oh.
It is a gacha deck builder.
You do not spend money to pull on the gacha. You have to grind for books. There's no purchases outside of the initial purchase for the game, which is why people are confused. It is one of the reasons why it is recommended to play the game modded, so that you do not have to grind for extra materials that you have to pull on a gacha to be able to get.
Yep. Limbus Company is obviously the free-to-play gacha. It's one of the most generous gacha games on the market. Essentially only really encouraging you to pay for the Limbus Pass, which is an $11 purchase, and it gets you the ability to just free grind for any character that you want for
And it
that
lasts for like
entire
4 to
season.
5 months.
Yeah.
You can free grind for all these characters without the pass. That's just the mechanics of the inherent system of the game.
It's 3 times faster if you get the pass.
Yeah.
Also, you just get like, I think I did the math, and it was like you get like 600 crates for just finishing the battle pass, which is not a hard thing to do. Which is enough to get you like probably close to like 2 to 3 IDs or anything that you want, really.
I am offering to purchase the Limbus Pass for any new players at any time as well. For the season that they join in. So if we just started season 4, if anybody is currently playing and has the intention of continuing to play throughout this entire season, I will purchase the pass for them as a welcome to the game.
Man,
If you
such a
already
good friend.
purchased the pass for this season, I will purchase it for you next season.
You're
And
such a
I'm
good friend.
more
Anytime I
than happy.
recommend anything to
Hell yeah.
anything Project Ramoon to people, I always tell them don't play the games. It's not worth it. Don't
No,
play the
I-
games. It's worth it, but I hate them.
I want people to share my autism, so I will do anything in my power to get them to share in this autism. Lobotomy Corporation is a monster management simulator, but imagine the monster management simulator hates you and actively is attempting for you to not play the game whatsoever and not
Including
get the
crashing the
ending,
game.
including crashing the game. There are mechanics that will literally make you play through a day where you can't pause, you can't speed up, you can't slow down, you can't see the UI, all your stats are lowered entirely.
The game is coded to complete shit to the point that if your game suddenly freezes, everyone in your facility is probably dead because something really bad happened.
Yep.
There's also an abnormality that's an entire gimmick. It's called Don't Press Me, and if you touch it in any capacity, you will get a very large or loud siren that blares from your headset, as well as backwards Korean speaking and a bunch of flashing lights that scream at you, and then the game will force close.
Mhm.
Oh.
Yeah.
Or if you try to read its encyclopedia page, and once you close out of it, all of your employees will be dead, and every abnormality in your department will have breached.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Just cute things.
So if you play Library Ruina, you get to meet this absolutely wonderful cast of characters that's on the bottom of the screen, and each and every single one of them, maybe save for like one of them, is lovable, and we love all of them. Also, women.
Fina's mommy.
Fina is mommy.
She's probably hacked too, in all honesty, but
She
she's mommy.
probably is. And here, please join the struggle bus so that way me and Chubbs can actually complain about these things to other people. These screenshots have been us talking about the most recent chapter, and none of these are older than like 10 days.
Join
Yeah.
the fun.
Join in the fun.
I
It's
love
just
resetting
us
encounters
humans.
because of RNG.
Yeah.
I
That's
just
all.
love the. I love white woman and me responding with help, I'm crying right now, and you saying that's what you want.
The white woman was mentioned earlier on this. The white woman is Carmen.
Yeah.
We love white woman. She wants you to cry. She wants you to cry so you can either get your ego or distort.
Oh my god.
All right, and that's all.
You say?
You say.
Yay!
You say.
Thank you for coming to my presentation. I hope maybe this has intrigued your interest on the Project Moon's studio and its media, or maybe you're thinking, wow, this bitch is psychotic. I'm not touching Project Moon with the fucking 10.5-foot pole, in which I would also understand. But I at least appreciate you guys for joining, and I love you. Thank you for listening to my
Thank you.
autism.
Yippee.
Yippee.
Hell yeah.
I am now taking any and all questions, comments, concerns, criticisms, and otherwise. Thank you.
Hey, damn.
Yeah, I'll keep this up.
Jesus
Oh.
Christ.
And now,
Yeah, keep spamming that clap. God damn.
and now you guys are obligated to. Oh gosh.
Oh my god.
Oh god. You guys
Love
are now
nothing more.
obligated to pick your favorite autistic center and look at them for approximately 20 minutes and then write a 3 bullet point report and give it to me on why you like them the most.
Okay.
Thank you.
Will the slides be available?
The slides will be available for your viewing pleasure.
Okay.
No, it's from homework. We need the class notes.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you everybody who tuned in to stream. That's kind of going to be it. I probably won't be streaming until the next patch drops, but once I do, I'm going to be making some changes to the channel. I hope you enjoy, but they are going to be a bit of a surprise. So tune in then and have a great couple months. Peace.